Welcome back to the Fall Major Tournament Expert Division opening round, hole number 17. It's par 5. We're going to play this one with a King Slayer, a Grizzly bounce up shot, APOC 5 plus, Grizzly 8 plus. With that being said, this shot is playable with a King Maker, although I have not tested it. I don't have any King Makers to try it out with, so it's only been tested with a King Slayer. If you're going to play this with a Kingmaker, you're going to need to practice it a couple times and, make some minor tweaks, maybe offset and maybe tweak your adjustment or something. Uh, the adjustment for the drive is P3 minus 30% max numbers. We're using 6 top spin and 2 right spin. Well, I'm setting up at P3 max rest here. Using the bush as a reference on the left hand side of the clear ring. So at P3 max rest, this little bush that sticks out, that little green part that sticks out right there, that's my marker. I have that 1/3 into the clear ring here with my APOC 7. APOC 5 and 6, it'll be 2/3 of the clear ring in the bush. And then APOC 8, your clear ring will be touching that part of the bush that sticks out. And that's all at P3 max rest. Six top spin, 2 right spin, no curl, full controlled overpower. Now, here, what I want you to do is pay attention to the plus yards you pull down to. +8 is our base. So, what I mean by that is if you pull down to the +8, life is good and you don't have to make any additional adjustments. If you pull down to the +7, then you need to pull back towards the tee 1 plus yard. If you pull down to the +6, then you need to pull back towards the tee 2 plus yards, and vice versa. So if you adjust and you finish at the +9, that is 1 yard above 8, you need to push up towards the hole 1 plus yard. Right? Same thing with 10. So for every plus yard you are above 8, push that up after you finish. For every plus yard you are below 8, you'll push that back towards the tee after you finish adjusting. This is important because we want our first bounce to land in a certain spot and catch the bounce it needs to get the rollout that we're looking for. If you land too far up or too far back on this, you can catch a kind of dead bounce. So just pay attention. It's been safe, great, both sides. But you need to pay attention to the plus yards and push up or pull back accordingly. So here, so I was at the +7, and I don't know if you were watching there. When I went to push it back, it immediately turned to the +6. I wasn't paying attention and just stopped right there. So if you go to push back and it immediately drops down a number, then you need to go to the bottom of that number, right? So if you start to push back and it, you get a half a ring or more or whatever, before it switches, then okay. But if it turns immediately like it did just there, I didn't catch it. I was just kind of going through the motions. I should have pushed back all the way to the bottom of the +6 because it flipped over immediately. And you see I kind of got a longer rollout because I didn't push back that, little bit of extra that I should have. So that's just a note for me. Beyond that, we're looking at P3 plus 35% add slider for our approach. We're using 1.5 backspin, 1.5 left spin, and we're playing this with before circle break underpower. We're going to use drive yardage to determine our slider values, so pay attention to your drive yards. Here I drove it 416, one of the longer rollouts that you'll get here. I don't think I've gotten anything further than 416. And this 416 plays at 52% slider. So with my 1.5 backspin, 1.5 left spin, I'm going to have the tip of the ball guide just touching the back of the cup, with the left side of the ball guide touching the right side of the flagstick. So I'm just right of the flagstick here. And the tip of my ball guide is just touching the back of the cup. Now, I'm going to come in on the right side here, and the reason I came in on the right side is because I had a little bit of 1201 on that, like a slight 1201 flicker that was unintentional. And so I came in slightly to the right. The only other thing that I would note on this shot is that there are definitely two kind of major wind angles here that require a little different pull. So there's tailwind and crosswind. That's kind of what I broke it down to. If you're in the tailwind angle, I recommend pulling with a slight 1159 flicker. And I'll show you what those angles are now. So tailwind angle, I'm considering to be anything right of this tree in the back and to the right. That'd be tailwind over here, right? Anything inside the tree or to the left will be considered crosswind. Crosswind, you just want to pull straight as possible, but if you find yourself in the tailwind angle, generally plays better and I get better results by pulling a slight 1159. I think that's about it. I wish you all the best of luck. I hope you get the drop, and catch you on the next one.